Well, hello, Josie here. You ready for the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? And are you sure? Okay, here we go. So, Spirit just let me know certain people that were sent into our lives and or sent around us to get close to us, to try to hurt us, negatively affect us, get on our good side so that they could then turn around and sabotage us, trick us, hurt us, so on and so forth. These people this is really sad, but it's true. These people sign contracts. Do you know how important it is to read contracts before you sign them? Do you know how important it is for you to either read it yourself or inquire with a lawyer? Inquire with a lawyer that can read the contract and tell you what it means before you sign it. Because some contracts, actually a lot of the contracts are binding. They're binding contracts. Binding. Do you know what that means? Do you know what that means? Binding. You are bound. You are obligated. There is no backing out. Do you know a lot of people that create and make these contracts? They're making them to where you cannot get out of them. You cannot break them. If you do, comes with serious penalties, consequences. It's just like a lease. If you sign a lease for a property to rent, you're signing for a designated period of time. Also within that lease, it's telling you what is acceptable and what is not acceptable. It tells you what you have to take care of before, you leave the property, what you have to fix, so on and so forth, what's covered, what's not covered. If, you don't do these certain things, then you will have to pay a fine or a penalty. But let me ask you this question. What happens when you sign a contract with the devil? What happens when you sign a contract with the devil? Because you're going to gain off of hurting somebody else, sabotaging somebody else, destroying somebody else's character, hurting somebody else. You sign a contract with the devil. He's going to give you X, Y, and Z, whether it be money and or a property and or a job or a career or a status, right? Now, you sign this deal. You sign this contract, but you don't read the fine print of the contract. So you don't know that if you do not fulfill the contract, it's going to have extreme consequences. Now imagine who you decided to go against, who you decided to attack, is covered and protected by God. Meaning, you can't do anything to hurt them. Everything you try to do has not worked, right? Because we're covered by God. But you signed a contract with the devil, and because you have done these certain tactics and so on before, you believe and you feel and you know that you're protected, that you're covered, that you're going to be successful, right? One, you signed a contract with the devil. The devil has requested that you do something that you've done time and time again to another individual, right? You've had success doing this evil, manipulative, toxic behavior time and time again. So you think it's going to be easy money. It's going to be an easy win. But everything that you've tried to do that you normally have done has not worked against that person that is covered by God. So you're at your wit's end. You have tried to go to this source, this person. You've incorporated and included other people in your nefarious and evil tactics, and none of it has worked. None of it has worked. Everybody has failed. So then you go back to the devil. And you want out of the contract, right? But he's not going to let you out of the contract because it's a binding contract. So if you don't get it done, you have to deal with the consequences if you don't get it done. Here's the thing about the devil, though. The devil lies. The devil is a liar. He's a trickster. He's a sacred trickster. So imagine the devil knowing that this person you're going against is protected by God. They cannot be touched. He knows this, but you don't know it. And he got you to sign a contract, a binding contract, to come against one of God's children because your arrogance and your toxicity, you have displayed this time and time and time before. You're actually one of the devil's handiest minions. You have gotten some things done for the devil in the past. So basically, the devil set you up for a fail. The devil set you up to be not only taken down by God, but then you're bound to whatever was within that contract. Then not only are you bound to whatever was in that contract, you can't complete the contract. So what are the penalties? Ooh, here's the deal. You didn't read the contract, so you're not aware of what the penalties are. It's not good. I'll tell you that. The penalties are not good. They're all in the favor of the devil. The devil wins, and he knew he was going to win. He knew he was going to be successful. He knew you were not going to be able to complete the contract. He knew that you were not going to even read the fine print because you thought you had it easy, an easy win. And now you're fucked. You're fucked with no lube. You're fucked up the ass with no lube. And I just heard he's got you right where he wants you, and you are bound to the contract. So not only can you not come against us, not only is anybody else that you've tried to include in your attacks failing at trying to attack us, but they're also subject to karma, and they're pissed at you about that, and you didn't care. Well, now you do care because now they're coming after your ass. Those same people that you got to join in on attacking one of God's children, they're now on your ass, and they're going to be attacking you. Not only that, the devil has you tied and bound to a contract that you signed, and there is no way to get out of it. No way to get out of it. And if you think you're going to then jump sides and try to jump to God's team while you're under the binding contract of the devil, God gave you warning. God gave you warning before you signed that contract, and you chose to ignore it because you thought it was going to be an easy win. You thought you were going to be successful, and the gain was going to be phenomenal for you. You didn't care about the other person that you were attacking. You saw them as an enemy. You knew that that person was a nice, kind, sweet, loving, gentle, generous individual, and you decided to attack them anyway for greed. That's why you got to be careful. And these people were not careful. They're bound to a contract with the devil. There is no getting out of it. None. They're fucked. And I mentioned this earlier in another video. The more that they continue, the more that they try to attack us, the more that they try to hurt us, they know that it's not going to work, but they still think in the back of their fucking pea brain that it's going to work. It's not going to work. So now they're adding even more to what is coming to them. So it's compounded. And I have no sympathy for them. None.